Have you ever truly stopped, listened to yourself, and asked, what is happiness? Some believe happiness is in a big house, a high-paying job, or a perfect family. Others think happiness is traveling the world and enjoying all the pleasures life offers. Yet after all the chasing, deep inside we still feel a gap, an emptiness hard to name. Happiness, like a cloud in the sky, slips away the tighter we try to hold it. We spend our whole lives chasing, but rarely stop to ask, am I truly happy? More than 2,000 years ago, Prince Siddhartha faced the same question. He had everything: power, palaces, a loving wife, and a child. He lived in luxury, lacking nothing the world called happiness. But on a fateful journey outside the palace, he saw three realities: aging, sickness, and death. In that moment, he realized all worldly happiness is fragile, impermanent. Even with golden palaces, a beautiful family, and great power still, no one escapes birth, aging, sickness, and death. With extraordinary courage, he left the palace, not to seek another kind of happiness, but to discover a path beyond suffering. He sought a deeper, unshakable happiness, beyond gain and loss, beyond birth and death. That path is the Dharma, wisdom and compassion, living with awareness in each moment. The Buddha taught, true happiness is living in the present, yet life often sweeps us away. Our minds run back to the past, regretting what is gone. Our minds rush into the future, worrying about what has not yet come. And so, we forget the most precious moment, right now. There was once a student who sought happiness. He asked a Zen master, how can I find happiness? The master did not answer. He quietly poured a cup of tea, then smiled. Happiness is this cup of tea. If you enjoy it right now, you have happiness. But if your mind wanders to yesterday or tomorrow, the tea will grow cold, and you will miss happiness. The lesson is simple. Happiness is always in the present. It is not in tomorrow. It is not in great achievements. It is already here, in each breath, in every moment we live. The Buddha also taught, with mindfulness, every step is peace. Try walking slowly. Feel your feet touching the ground. Take a deep breath. Listen to the wind, the birds, the rhythm of life around you. In that very moment, peace is already there. You don't need to wait until you are rich, successful, or accomplished. Simply walk with awareness, and happiness will come naturally. Another teaching of the Buddha: happiness arises when we stop comparing. Much suffering comes from comparing ourselves with others. They have a bigger house, a nicer car. We do not. They are talented, and we feel small. Our hearts easily fill with envy and discontent. But you know, each person is like a flower. The lotus does not compare with the rose. The rose does not compare with the orchid. Each blooms beautifully in its own way. When we stop comparing, we see, we too are blooming in our own way, and happiness has been there all along. A layman once shared, all his life he worked tirelessly, always looking at those richer than him to push himself harder. But the more he strove, the more exhausted he became. Then one day he heard the Buddha's teaching, to know contentment is true wealth. In that very moment he awoke. He stopped comparing and learned to cherish what he already had. And wonderfully, in a short time, he felt lighter and more at peace than when his house was full of riches. One of the Buddha's most profound teachings, a grateful heart is a happy heart. When we open our hearts in gratitude for parents, teachers, friends, and even the small things like a warm meal, a sip of fresh water, or a ray of morning sunlight, we discover happiness is not lacking, but overflowing. Those without gratitude always feel lacking. Those with gratitude always feel full. The Buddha also taught, loving all beings is the root of happiness. Happiness does not stop with ourselves, but extends to all beings. When we love, our hearts blossom. Our eyes soften. Our smiles become warm. Love does not make us poor. On the contrary, the more we give, the richer our souls become. Think of a day when you open your heart in love. A kind word, a small act, a smile for someone who is sad. Just that, and your heart feels lighter, more open. On the other hand, when we cling to hatred, we imprison ourselves in suffering. The Buddha has shown us the path of love, like a doorway into peace. Another reminder, happiness is not in gaining more, but in letting go. In today's world, people chase after too many things: wealth, fame, success. But the more they chase, the emptier they feel. True happiness comes when we learn to let go. Let go of a little greed. Let go of a little anger. Let go of a little stubbornness. When we hold less tightly, we create more space for peace. A man once confessed that all his life he held on to grudges. Even one harsh word could trouble him for days. But when he practiced letting go, practiced forgiveness, he felt a lightness he had never known. It was like laying down a heavy burden, and the spirit became free. Letting go is not losing, it is opening, so peace can enter. The Buddha also taught, happiness is not found outside, it comes from within. If the mind is restless, even in a palace we still suffer. If the mind is at peace, then in a small hut we can smile with ease. A Zen master once said, "Don't seek happiness in the future, because it is already here. Don't wait for some distant day to find peace, for peace is already in every breath." We often think, when I have more money, when I succeed, when I achieve something great, then I will be happy. But the truth is, happiness comes from living fully in the present, with a peaceful mind. When the mind grows still, happiness appears like a cool spring. Just stop, take a deep breath, and peace is already there. Just sit quietly under a tree, watch the clouds drift by, and you will feel peace. Happiness is that simple. It has never left us. We only forgot it while chasing outside. And finally, the Buddha concluded, happiness comes from within, not from the outside. Happiness does not wait for tomorrow. It is here today, right now, in every breath, in every smile. If you feel peace from the Buddha's teachings today, please share this video so happiness can reach more people. And don't forget to subscribe to Buddha's Loving Words so we can continue together on the journey of discovering the Buddha's timeless wisdom.
From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you for supporting Buddha's Loving Words. May the teachings of the Buddha continue to touch every heart, bringing peace and happiness.